Welcome to The Nation. I'm Jessie CHAHAL. Now, gold has long been seen as a store of value, but today questions of ethics, governance and Sharia compliance are shaping its future. And as demand for Sharia compliant gold is growing, the question is now, how can the industry balance faith, finance and global standards? Well, we're lucky because joining us to explore this today is DATUK Professor Dr. MOHAMAD AKRAM LALDIN, Chairman of the Sharia Advisory Board of the Malaysia Gold Association. DATUK, welcome, and of course, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
It is such an exciting topic, not just because it's, all that's shiny and beautiful gold, but also because it has a structure and approach towards a secure or perhaps a better investment than we see a lot out there in the market. So let's start with the big picture. Why Sharia and why does gold really matter? It's of course long been seen as a safe haven, as an asset, not just here within Malaysia or even the region, but globally as well. From a Sharia perspective, Dato', why does gold hold such a special place, and especially in Islamic finance?
Okay, when we talk about gold, you see, everyone like gold, right, Jessie? I mean, you like gold, I like gold. I think all of our viewers, you see, we like gold, you see, and even that is mentioned in the Quran. The Quran mentioned about that. You see, one of the things that attract people is that wealth, and the Quran mentions specifically about gold is one of the items that people like. Now, why is gold? You see, throughout the history, if you look throughout the history, we have seen that gold is a metal, you see, in which it has its own intrinsic value. You see, and it has its own value. So that is the reason why, if you look into the history, the earlier currency, you see, you have the dinar and dirham. You see, the dinar, basically it is the gold coin, and the dirham is a silver coin. That's why even until now, you go to some country, their currency, they call it dinar dirham. UAE, for example, you see they call it dirham. In Kuwait, they call it dinar, and you can see the Kuwaiti dinar, the value is very high. You see, so that means that, see, I mean, it has its own historical background where gold is being seen as a kind of metal in which people has trust in it. Why people have trust in it? Because you have the physical gold with you in which you can exchange, and you know that when you keep, the value does not fluctuate too much. You see, unlike many other, like nowadays people are talking about Bitcoin and why not, right? You can see how the value fluctuates. But when it comes to gold, the value might fluctuate, but it is minor. It is not that much. So that is the reason, one of the reasons why people like to keep gold, people like to invest in gold. It
is an investment method that has stood the test of time as well, to go back, as you've pointed out, not just in history, but even in recent years, we've seen gold price soar. And I come back to that again. What makes gold investment Sharia compliant and not? I think there's a lot of perhaps lack of understanding of really what makes this difference, and if Sharia compliant gold investment is only for Muslims or not.
Okay. Yes, I mean, nowadays, I mean, I think there are a lot of questions, and sometimes there are a lot of confusion even in the market when it comes to Sharia compliant gold investment, right? And there are also many products that is available in the market when it comes to gold products. See, now, one of the main distinctive feature when it comes to Sharia compliant product is that you must have the physical gold. Okay, if I am selling any gold product to you, for example, first I must own the gold, right? If I don't own the physical gold, I'm not in the position to sell it to you. Unlike the conventional product, usually in the conventional product, what happens is that your account, for example, if you open an account, gold account in the bank, not necessarily usually they don't have the physical gold. They just tag the price. Let's say if you buy 10 gram of gold, you see, it might be, let's say, 4,000 ringgit, for example, 5,000 ringgit, whatever the amount. So you can see that you have 10 gram of gold, the price is 5,000. So you can see 5,000 in your account, but in actual fact, there is no gold. Because what is there in the number in your account is tagged against the price, the current price of gold. So when the price of gold goes up, the numbers in your account goes up. Unlike Islamic product, any Sharia compliant product, when I say that I'm selling to you 10 gram of gold, 100 gram of gold, even 1 gram of gold, I must make sure that I have that 1 gram of gold, and I have the capability to hand over whatever gram of gold that I sell you. So it is backed by truly, physical gold. Then it becomes Sharia compliant. Otherwise, it won't become Sharia compliant. That's why, I mean, you cannot just tag the price to the gold. That does not make it Sharia compliant. So in one way, it is more secure. You see, because as a buyer, I have the right to the physical gold, and either I keep it with me, or nowadays, of course, I mean, if you are dealing with a financial institution or some company, they will have the facility for them to keep on your behalf. But you will always have the ownership, and you will always have the access to the gold. So that is important, and that is Sharia requirement.
Based on that, do you see a higher demand today for Sharia compliant gold? Is this an area of growing interest, and do you see more investors wanting to be Sharia compliant in their investment?
I mean, if you look globally, right, when you talk about gold, it is not only in Malaysia, but if you look globally, I mean, the demand is there. Now, and for those people who understand the risks in investing in gold, okay, they will opt for the Sharia compliant products, because they know that Sharia compliant products will require an actual physical gold to be backed by any amount of investment. I put 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, whatever amount I put, it is backed by the gold. So as if, you see, I'm buying, I mean, basically I'm buying the gold. You see, when I put my money, I'm buying X amount of gold, and it is in my account, and I have access. Anything happen, at least the physical gold is there, and I can always either sell it back to the vendor that sell it to me, or I can sell it in an open market, and I can get the current value of the gold. So that is important.
That's definitely what sets it apart from other gold investment sort of structures. What values does Sharia bring to gold trading? When we talk about ethics, we talk about fairness, we even look at market discipline. Where does the Sharia compliance come in terms of gold? Okay,
one important point when we talk about trading in gold from the Sharia point of view, you see, there is a clear guideline, because in gold there is certain principles, certain rules that need to be followed when it comes to trading in gold, unlike any other commodities. You see, the most stringent, requirement of Sharia is that first, it has to be cash. Okay, when I want to buy gold, I have to give you the counter value, the money, and you give me the gold. So there must be exchange of the counter value, right? So that, you see, you are satisfied, you get the money, and I'm satisfied, I get the gold. And in order, of course, for you to sell the gold, you must own it first, you see, and the transfer of ownership to me. That is one. The second thing is that, you see, Sharia disallowed if you are exchanging gold with gold. I mean, in the past, of course, I mean, there is this barter kind of trading. You see, where people exchange, you see, two items, you see, similar items. So the rule in Sharia is that if you are exchanging gold with gold, it has to be equal in weight. This is to secure you see the trust among the people, because people like us, we does not know the different quality of gold. If you see two gold bar, right?
Looks the same.
The same color, you see the same weight maybe,
right,
but you does not know the content of it. So that's why Islam said that if you are exchanging, it has to be equal, but otherwise you have to sell this bar, and then with that money you buy the other bar, so that you know the exact value. So the ethical dimension there is that whenever there is any gold trading, it has to be you have to ensure that both parties understand what they are doing. There is no element of deception, or because you are not in the market, you does not know the quality. I can show you these two things. You can exchange because you does not know the quality. You see, so Islam emphasized very much on transparent ownership. You see, and it has to be a deal in which both parties are satisfied with it, and that is the fundamental requirement of Sharia when we talk about taradi or mutual agreement in the buying and selling element. So it is applicable to gold as well.
And do you see a growing demand for this?
Of course, yes. You see, we can see that those who understand the risk investing gold. Of course, I always tell people that you don't, put all your investment in one basket. You see, you need to diversify. You put in unit trust, you put in some other instrument, but make sure that you have some of your investment in gold, because the beauty thing about gold is that those who understand that whatever happened, usually, you see, the price of gold is intact. You don't have this kind of fluctuation where the price is very much volatile when it comes to gold. And if you look into the trend for the past few years, the trend is that it is upwards. Whenever there is a demand, whenever there is any issue in the market, in the economy, then investors, they will dump other investment, they will go to gold because it is a safe haven. You see, but even though when they pull out their money from gold, the price of gold might go down, but not that much. That's why you can see the steady, increase. Take for example, 2 years ago and now is about 50% increase in the value. So that is the advantage. Of investing in gold.
I'm going to ask you there as well. It's a brand new year, 2026. What forecast or sort of what outlook do you have for gold and how it will do in the market this year?
Actually, I'm always optimistic when it comes to gold. I'm always optimistic. You see, looking at the geopolitical situation across the globe, not only in Malaysia but across the globe, we can see that there are a lot of things that is happening around us. You see, with the tariff, with so many things. So gold is always seen as the safe haven. You see, therefore, of course, I don't want to predict how many percent is going to go up or what. You see, but I always believe, that gold price is going to increase. You see, the demand is going to increase.
There's an upward
because
trend.
There is the upward trends. That's what I predict, but of course I cannot know what is going to happen in the future.
It's true. So what we've discussed so far goes to show that the compliance has a guideline, and it's quite strict about that guideline. But many people may assume that buying gold automatically somehow, especially here in Malaysia, may mean that it's compliant or Sharia compliant. What are some common misunderstandings, Datuk, that you often encounter even with the people you speak with?
Okay, when you talk about Sharia compliant investment, right, or Sharia compliant products, we have to understand that Sharia compliant product is sold by people. Okay, so you have good people, you have scammers, you have all sorts of people that is selling Sharia compliant products. Therefore, we cannot always assume that those people who are selling Sharia compliant products, they are angels. You see, they are not going to cheat you. Sometimes the assumption is that, this is Sharia compliant product, you see. So the person that is selling it must be somebody who is pious, who is trustworthy.
It has a good branding around it, good identity.
It's not. I mean, that's not the case.
Okay.
You see, whether it is Sharia compliant product, it is non-compliant product, we have to ensure that we conduct our own due diligence.
Right.
That is very important. You see, if you are nowadays, of course, I mean, there are different means. In the past, you go to the gold shop, you see, you sit down, you can see jewelry, you can see gold bars, you can see different type of, gold. You go there, you buy, you can see that the physical gold is in front of you, you buy, you bring back, you keep at home. You see, you are safe. You see, but nowadays, apart from that, I mean, we have digital platforms that is selling, and even we have vending machines that is selling gold.
I've heard about this. You mentioned this earlier before we came on the program. Walk us through a little bit of how the game has changed in how people have access to gold now.
I mean, there are certain outlets. I mean, they have the vending machine, you see, where you can choose. Usually it is gold bar, all right? 1 gram, 5 gram, 10 grams, whatever grams. You see, so you can choose at the vending machine. Let's say if you want to buy 1 gram, you see, so what is the price? Let's say 400 ringgit, 500 ringgit, you see, and you can pay with your credit card. You see, so the machine will accept your credit card, so you pay it, you can get the physical gold which is being, which come out from the machine, and you can keep it with you.
Well, a lot of times the conversation will move towards how trustworthy are these platforms from which gold is being invested on, or vis-a-vis the scams that are plentiful out there. What's your advice to ensure that one invests on the right platform that is safe and secure? You mentioned doing your own research, but a little bit more clarity perhaps on that.
Okay, I think one of the things that, of course, we need to do our own due diligence, you see. And at MGA, the Malaysian Gold Association, if you go to the website of MGA, we have our members, you see, in which our members which are registered with MGA, they do provide, you see, platforms, they do provide means to buy and sell gold. So these are companies, you see, that are registered. Of course, I mean, they are in the association. You see, so whatever happened, that of course, I mean, they will be, they are trustworthy. We can, I mean, that is one of the way. Over and above that, of course, each and every one, they have to make sure. You see, unless if you are going to the gold shop, you are buying it physically, then it's okay. Even that, sometimes the issue is that you does not know the quality of gold. You just put your trust. You see, that's why you need to go to the vendor that have good track record. And nowadays, usually you can just search through Google and whatnot in order for you to find out, okay, how long this company has been established, how long the shop has been in the industry, in the gold. Is there any complaints? Is there any court cases related to this entity or not? I mean, we need to find out, you see, in order for us to ensure that, you see, our trading is genuine, you see, and we did not fall into scam, because nowadays there are so many, even Sharia compliant. The issue with Sharia compliant sometimes is that some people, they claim their product is Sharia compliant.
So how do you verify?
But there is no verification. I think that is the thing, you see, because when you talk about Sharia compliant product, just like, you see, in the bank, of course, bank, it is regulated by Bank Negara, so there is no issue, because Bank Negara have its own Sharia governance framework, which the banks have to abide. When it comes to gold, you see, it is usually it is either platform or shops or people sell it online. So you need to ask those people who are selling it, who are the person that verify, or do you have the Sharia compliant certificate or not? You see, so in order for you to understand that, and you must ensure that the person that produced the certificate are scholars who have credibility.
Right.
Not anyone, you see, can just sign off and produce the certificate.
Right. Well, Malaysia has positioned itself as a global hub for Islamic finance, and that of course takes into account the entire realm of gold investment as well, that are also looked at as best practices for Sharia-compliant gold trading. Very quickly, before I let you off, Datuk, you were speaking at the Malaysia Gold Conference 2026 that happens between the 2nd and 3rd February of this year. Why is this conference an important platform for advancing discussions on Sharia-compliant gold regulations, as well as trading models that may be more innovative and progressive as we move forward?
Yeah, I think first, I mean, we want Malaysia to be positioned as one of the important hub when it comes to products related to gold. I think that is very important. Therefore, we need, I mean, the local gold retailers, traders. I mean, we need to come up with a clear guideline, you see, for them to follow. That is one. And of course, I mean, we have the Malaysian Gold Conference that is coming up on the 2nd and 3rd of February, where, I mean, this is a good platform for all those people who are related to gold, either traders, retailers, you see, I mean, maybe even, I mean, the owners of the big factories that is producing gold products. I mean, they can meet there. Even scholars, there are sessions related to scholars where we talk about the regulation. You see, I mean, these are among the reason why we have this conference, so that all these people can meet, they can talk to each other, they can discuss and come up with solution, and also whatever suggestion that they can give to the government, to the regulators, in order for us to move forward. And I believe that, you see, it will be a wonderful platform, and I would like to invite, you see, everyone, I mean, to register yourself and make this as one of your event in your calendar.
All right, so make sure to note that down. The Malaysia Gold Association's conference, or rather the Gold Conference, happening very soon. What is your message to investors as well as industry players about the future of Sharia-compliant gold investment?
Well, you see, in Sharia-compliant investment, gold investment, I mean, you have the conditions in which Sharia have put it down, and it is one of the most ethical type of investment. You see, so that because I mentioned earlier on about the conditions in order for us to invest or come up with Sharia compliance. So we don't have to be hesitate, provided that, you see, the product is really genuine product and it is certified by the qualified Sharia scholars. You see, so you should go ahead and invest, because it is the safest type of invest. But bearing in mind that when you talk about investment in gold, it is a long-term investment.
Right.
You see,
that's
it
an
is not a
important point.
short-term.
Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. Well, thank you very much, Dato, for coming in here and sharing with us a little bit about Sharia-compliant gold trading in the country as the industry grows, and with trust and transparency, as well as strong Sharia governance. All these will be key in shaping a gold market that aligns both faith and finance. I'd like to thank you for watching The Nation. I'm Jessie CHAHAL. Join me again for more in-depth conversations on issues that matter. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.